Welcome. Welcome to the first live stream of the year. Oh, we've got so much to do, so much to talk about. So, the main stuff is, obviously, the elephant in the room. What the hell are we doing here? So this is a game. And more than that, it's a game that we're going to release as soon as possible. So we've got a couple of pieces we need to figure out today. Today's main goal is modeling stuff. Mainly art style. How are we going to build this out? You know, how do we want to 3D model stuff? How do we want to do concept art? I have a laptop that has like a pen, so we can do some concept art, or we can just jump straight into Blender and try and make some stuff. You know, we might talk about how we want to build certain models and weapons, but the first step is I want to kind of explain what the idea of the game is before we kind of get too far. That way, you know, you can kind of see what I'm envisioning. So this is a multiplayer FPS kind of thing, and the idea is that you can build your own weapons, but the number one thing is that you're trying to be quiet, or at least, you know, if you make noise, other people in the map can see it, kind of like a Daredevil effect. And I actually have an older version of this project that I'm going to pull up in a minute to show you that, where you can actually visualize where our gunshot is, or you can visualize where like a song is playing, and that can kind of go from there. So this is already like a networked game. We already did a mini multiplayer test. I did it with my own laptops, right? And so we have a multiplayer arena here, and we have the concept for other mechanics like that sound stuff. So I'm actually going to pull that up before we do modeling. So if we go to networking, Danification, 3D sound test. So let's check this out. This is probably the way I want it to look, but it looks a little ugly because I haven't done a lot of shader work before. But once it loads in, you'll kind of see what I'm envisioning. If it loads. Load faster. Yeah. So it's a lot of interesting things. And as the thumbnail said, it's not a joke. I do want to try and get this out by the end of March, which is about 30 days from now. So if we go, or 90 days from now. So if we can get it out, you know, in 12 weeks, that would be really nice. So let's go to main. Don't save this. All right. So here's what I was looking at before. As you could probably hear, there's a sound source here playing a sound, and that's creating this little like effect around it. So when there's a bullet hit, or there is some person running, you want almost this little thing. We are omitting the chat overlay today. I had some issues with the green screen today, so I was trying to fix that first. But otherwise, this is actually pretty simple, and I really wanted to show it off because I can go in here and just duplicate the sound source, and now you have multiple sound sources, right? And they can move across the game, and you can see where something might be happening. And yes, we are using Chill Bill for the the thing. Now, basically, if we can apply this to things like bullets or players, and let's say you have a player, right? So if I just capsule, right? Let's say that you can't see them, right? They're invisible, but you just so happen to have this sound thing on them. That means that as I move the player around, you can see where the player is. It's just that the player is not actually... How do I say it? It's like, you can't see the player, but you see where the player is. It's literally giving you a target, right? And that's kind of the really cool, like, advantage of building something like this. Is we can make, like, an interesting, like, puzzle game. Where you gotta... Maybe it's not puzzle, but, like, you know... You have the power to do certain things, like have a bullet be like reverberating, you know. Now there's a couple things that my friends have mentioned, like for example the sounds go through walls, you know, or if you layer this up, it's kind of hard to tell what's happening between these two. It's a little fast, it's a little like seizure inducing. So we want to mess with that. But it's super easy to do this. And if I go to like the manager, you know, we're able to customize how these are being done. And I would, if I can, you know, if you take this and apply this to other things like bullets and stuff, you're able to really get something interesting. And even these emitters, right, have a little script on them where you're able to like customize little pieces like their emit strength. Like these two are different now, right? You can tell they're different. And oh, that might be a little too fast. Are they connected? That would be really annoying if they were. Yeah, they're slightly connected. That's not cool. There we go. So you can tell that these are two different sounds playing at the same time. And that's kind of what you would want to do. Yeah. So this is the start of it, obviously. If we go to like the sound manager, I believe, yeah, so if you wanted different colors, sadly we'd be changing the colors together. So it's a little awkward. Like if you'd want one to be red and one to be blue or green, like you couldn't do that right now. But it does feel good. So the idea is that you have this nice movement, right? I can run up here. You know, you can slide. If I could remember how my own game works. Is this a version where I can't slide? Wow, okay. That sucks. Let's go back to my other thing then. If I go to changes, history, oh no, go back to main. If we go back to our actual game. Yes, Shaggy Lone Wolf. Soft sound does mean a slower pulse, and a loud sound is faster pulse. That's kind of what we would want to do. Yeah, I'll keep speaking. No, I'm a stupid. It's okay. But if we go back to the version of the game with all the movement and networking attached. Wow, GitHub's slow today. And with the magic of hope, we're hoping too slowly. But yeah, so the idea is that we take this kind of sound demo that I built and try and throw that into like a PvP shooter, or maybe it's PvE. I really want to do PvE. I know the enemies are hard, but like as a minimum viable product, I really want to see how far we can take the game, you know? So right now we have the networked component thing. Hopes and dreams, yeah. So we can host a game, we can join it, we can give someone a room ID, and it would actually work. And we have this whole arena now with sliding, jumping, wall running, you know, all the things that you'd kind of want in a basic game. But today we're going to be focusing on the art because we want to make this look good. So we want to make it look good, we want to make it feel good, and we want to have that kind of sound mechanic. So we have the sounds, we have the movement and shooting, so now it's the looks, right? So I kind of left that to the end. Yeah, so without any more dilly-dallying, we should probably do some more research. So, with that in mind, let's hop over to... oh, what's this? Oh, right, and then this is the main menu I was working on. So, this is like the settings and stuff that I want to do. Kind of using some ideas I've seen from other games. So, kind of have this like menu that you can go between, and right now it just kind of loads and deloads the scene, and up here's like what the options would look like, and this is what like the main menu would be, and then obviously quitting would quit the game. Even in the editor it quits the game, which is cool. But yeah, this was just kind of like a test for me to feel out what I'd want it to look like and how I'd want it to feel. The multiplayer test went pretty well. However, it was all like kind of on my own with my double Steam account. So I still want to do it with everybody. And I think doing it with more people would actually give me good feedback, because then you can actually play a game like King of the Hill or just maximum kill count. If it's PvP, add dinosaurs. Oh boy. Maybe. There's some ideas. But if we hop out of Unity, we are now in Blender, and it's time for us to cry. So, the first thing we really need to do is figure out how our characters are going to look. I'm feeling... I don't want to do like a Deep Rock where it's dwarves and stuff, but I really like the style of Deep Rock that Deep Rock has. This kind of low poly 3D, you know, something that we can model up. You know, all of these have probably not the same base model, but all of these are very similar models, and then you can customize them, right? I mean, a long time ago, we did a Mii Maker on the channel, and being able to have something like that Mii Maker would be really awesome, you know, in general. Like, being able to customize it where you have, you know, different stuff, and you're already building your own weapons, because that system, actually, I have that somewhere, but it's not really ready to show yet, because it's still very broken. There's no dwarves, so gnomes. Oh, no. We're gonna get copyrighted so hard. Right into the ground. But, here, I actually have the live stream that we used to have for this. So this was an old live stream that we did, and what we did in this live stream is we actually built a fully custom Mii Maker, and it kind of worked. We never finished it, and I never published it, but it was a really cool kind of project on the side that we worked on, where it was a lot of menus, a lot of fun little tidbits over a year ago. Lord help me. But, yeah, it was really cool. This was back when we were ripping little Skylanders and stuff. But anyway, the point is that we have the precedent for a character creator. You know? We know how to do these things. So, being able to continue this into this game would be really nice. But yeah, we're basically looking for low poly character art now. Just to kind of get some... I can't spell... character art. Because I really want to find like a good base for everything. Do you sub? That is up to you. We have a lot of good time in this half of the year. Let's see. This looks cool. I like this, but I don't know if we have the rest of the body figured out yet. Very PS2 looking. Because, like, when I look at Deep Rock, right, it doesn't feel low poly. I mean, it is low poly. You can tell it's low poly, but it's like a different kind of low poly. This is the weapons. Let's see. What else do we got here? No. This is just me. That's AI. Stylus putting handwritten textures. I should make the main character a skelly with a shield as a placeholder. I could do that. I'm not against it, but I really want to get some of the character art down for the first devlog. Because right now I think we just use a bean. Yeah, I think we're just using a bean because, you know, bean. Okay. I can see this being steampunky, but this just looks like, this just looks like Sprocket. Anyway. You sent the model in the Discord? Okay, maybe I'll take a look. I do want to be careful about copyright. I really want to make everything for this game. Core idea for character creation so far. Right now, the core idea is to have, like, one model for every character. So, you know, I don't want to make two for... and then have, like, a bunch of different bases. I just want one base that you can then deform, kind of like a Mii Maker. Because, like, Mii Maker, it's, like, all the same character, no matter what options you choose, and I really like that. So having one core player model that you can then customize into anything would be really cool. I don't know if I want tall and skinny kind of characters, or if I want kind of those short and plumpy kind. Sorry, Shojiki. I'll kidnap you later. I have homework and stuff today too. Can you make the main model a modular robot where you can exchange parts and stuff? So actually, yes. I don't know if it's gonna be a robot, but what I really wanted to do is have like different, like having the weapons and any sort of tools you use be fully customizable. Because and like it'd be like kind of like imagine like Kerbal Space Program but for weapons where you put them together and you could build a weapon that just doesn't work, just like how you could build a rocket that just doesn't work. um and I think if I like open up Paint, actually, like the idea with that, if we go ahead and go boop boop boop. Okay, so like you have your main thing, like your chamber, you got your thing, maybe you have a trigger, you build a gun like that's super basic. We would need to do some research to make this be better, but you can build a super basic gun, and then maybe you can add a clip that you can do, or maybe you have a huge barrel of ammo, or maybe you use a hamburger, I don't know. You just kind of have different methods of doing things, and I think having that would be a good progression too. Is like, oh, in my game, you play through the game and you get to build better weapons, and then the better weapons let you play through more of the game, and if you play through the game more, you get more parts to build better weapons, you know? Um, someone, someone is stealing you? That's not good. Um, kind of, yeah. Kind of different add-on type stuff would be cool. Um, and being able to kind of move the game for, like, I don't want it to be as blocky as this, but I want players to be able to make their characters as custom as this, right? Like, being able to have this kind of variety in your player would be really awesome. This guy is exaggerated to all heck, but it's really funny. um, So yeah, we're making an FPS kind of shooter weapon custom builder multiplayer game, but we're trying to keep it low, like complexity, trying to make it quick, and then do a lot of play testing. So get a lot of feedback from people, and really kind of chug through a lot of the problems with people and see what we can do. This, I've seen this so much, actually, this exact picture. It's from a tutorial. I don't know if this is the... No, it's not. This is just Pinterest, which we should probably look through anyway. But there's an awesome tutorial about this exact rock picture. And this tutorial is really awesome for, like, modeling it. I might be this. Good luck, Shojiki. Go break something. Here we go. So this kind of... I don't know if this is the tutorial. I don't think it is. This is the tutorial. Okay. From Sunday. This was posted 7 years ago. But the really cool thing that this goes through is kind of like how you would make different low poly characters. So I might use this as we kind of go into different stuff. Like, let's see. The pictures aren't loading. This is what I get for using all the different pieces. But anyway, like if we just look at the little model here for the guy, right? There's different levels of detail that you can do. Or like this lady, you got higher detail in the face, but lower in the hair. Yeah. Let's see, shrink wrap effect. It doesn't show the image, but if I go here, dang. I don't know if we're gonna get the pictures. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to give it to us. We do have some of these things. That sucks. Oh, well. My point is that there's some really cool stuff you can get with some of these low poly stuff. And I really want to kind of explore it. These guys are too small. They're cute, though, but they're too small. Yeah, this would make sense. It's too low quality. I feel like this is too high quality. I am being so, like, non-specific about what I need and want. Ah! This is what I get. Alright, let's see. Short person. Blocky. You know, that looks pretty cool. Facebook. I'm gonna dox myself. Okay. We do have a Discord. It should be in the description of the live stream. And if it's not, you can yell at me. Let's see. That makes sense. That looks cool. This looks cool. Okay. So, I don't know how I want to do the enemies yet, but having a flying enemy would be a lot easier than dealing with, like, the space that an enemy could walk in, you know? And I do want to do some research. Let's see. So we got, like, this would be interesting. Green, black, copper. This is cool. This looks interesting. Like soldiery type. I don't know if that's what I would want, but I can get behind low poly soldiers. Kind of like a No Man's Sky character creator. So like a No Man's Sky character creator. Yeah, okay. I don't necessarily I don't think I would actually use the same UI, but I really like the No Man's Sky character creator because it's kind of like what someone said earlier with the whole, like, oh, build a robot and then have it swap out. You can just swap out full sections of the body, right? I think it's cut off at the belt and the head and a few other things like that. That would make sense. Yeah. Ooh, like space people. Because the game has a direction for gameplay, right? But we don't have a direction for what, like, it would be. And I have some ideas, but I want to keep them kind of on the down low because I don't know how achievable they are. And that's the big thing that I want to do is low MVP and be able to get it through. The little shark dudes in No Man's Sky. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. But yeah. You know, I think, oh my lord, what is this? Yeah, I definitely like the No Man's Sky stuff. Okay, let's see. What does Pinterest have? Low poly steampunk? Maybe. Okay. So this is really low poly. Oh, there's a Lego kit or a fake Lego kit. You know, that actually looks pretty fun. Those are just naked people. Let's see. We got chests and stuff. That's cool. Doom-inspired gameplay-wise, I can see that. I like the fast-paced combat of Doom. I also like the movement in some of the FPSs I've been playing recently. Recently, I've been getting back into games in general. So, like, Deep Rock Galactic. I played, like, 6 hours of, what's it called? Hold on. I played it for 6 hours. I should know what the game is. F it. We're gonna have to look on Steam. What was it? Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo, one of my favorite games. I never finished it, and I'm playing it again to finish it. It's basically Jujutsu Kaisen, but a video game. I'm showing my nerd. But anyway, this is a really cool game because it's like a first-person magic slinging game with like Slenderman enemies, and it's like really cool to play against. Like, yeah, they're like slender people and like ghosts and crap. It's like really cool. Oh man, it's so creepy. I've already been jump scared too many times, and I'm not even through like the first level. But I always love it because it's like side quests after side quests, and I just love their system of playing. I don't want to use that for this game. I don't really have that much inspiration from it for that, but I do feel like it's a good place to get ideas. Look at the skelly. Alright, I'll open up Discord. There's a lot of good references. I think we might spend only a few more minutes looking at references because I want to try my hand at trying to model them a little better. You said you put them in the Discord, right? Put that up here. If I ever do an RPG, let you know. I will let you know. Let's see. This is even more of these Amazon. This is a wooden toy. This looks like a render. I mean, it looks cool. I would love to do that, but... There's a lot of Discords I have. Let's see. Let's go through my Discords. Me. That's a private server. Friends. Friends, but with girth. Shojiki. Boom. Mr. Kraft. Bobby Ivar. Brackies. Friends. Local game store. Ace Rolla. But Ace Rolla. Pixel Prophecy. Really awesome YouTuber person. Guy. Ludum Dare. Mini Jam. Motion Canvas is an awesome tool. This is something I was looking at a while ago. Skyline Reverse Engineering. Yeah, pretty simple. Got the basics. All right, let's see. You're in none of the friends in Discord? What do you mean? Does it? I'm a confused. Oh. Yeah. That's weird. Anyway, let's see. We got computer peeps. We got... These are a lot more buildings and less more characters. Let's go back to character. Can I not spell? Character. There we go. I'm smart. I'm smart. I'm strong. Now that's cool. Wow. Like a Da Vinci kind of machine. Like, ooh. Ooh, there was some side art there. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. 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 Boom. Okay. The Twin Towers. Hey, you know what? I guess this counts as steampunk. Let's see. We're still in steampunk land, right? Yes, we are. Okay. There was something I saw that was interesting, and now I lost it, and now I'm upset. Where was it? Got some Minecraft steampunk. World War II steampunk. Ooh. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Retro futurism characters. Oh, Polly? Do I want to hear a joke? Send it. Let's say. This is not really what I want. What about like NASA punk, like Starfield? What do we got? Ooh. Okay, wait. Side quest. There's been this thing I've been doing recently called like a brutalism type art, and boy, have I had some fun with this. Let me open up Photoshop. I actually kind of want the game to have some UI and stuff that looks like this. Like, look at this. Just it's like the composition, you know, like of these kind of things, and then you can combine it with like World War II alternate history steampunk, right? Like it just looks really cool. I'm actually gonna leave this open. We'll duplicate it, and then we're gonna go back to World War II steampunk. Only real ones helped with the lore for Viking hamsters. That was a game idea. Oh boy, that was a game idea. Okay. World War II steampunk kind of works. Victorian... Actually, you know what? Assassin's Creed Syndicate art. This is, hot take, my favorite Assassin's Creed game is Syndicate. It was absolutely amazing. Personally, this had a lot of really cool stuff. I know that's where they introduced the 2-character thing, and some people didn't like that, and that's fair. And that is completely fair. Oh man, I lost my little brutalism poster. Oh well. But it was really cool, and I want to use that. They lost 2 hours. Okay. Hey, it's me. It's my name. But anyway, there's some really cool stuff you can do with like this brutalism style, and I really like it. But it may require us to have a slightly higher quality game to pull it off. You know what I mean? And I don't know what that would look like. You know? Ooh. Ooh. Okay, okay. Yeah, this is not as... This is probably AI, but it looks cool. Like, the coloring is nice. And it's, you know, there's so many cool ways of doing this. Hold on. Let's go back to low poly. How about we do steampunk game character? Okay. Okay. You know, I have a book. Hold on. I have a book. Ow, I hit myself. This book is... I got it for Christmas a few years ago. The Art of Victorian Futurism. And it has some amazing little invention things in it. And it looks really, really cool. Here, I'll try and like there's some interesting things in it. I'm gonna find one or two of the character things real quick. That's just a whole on person. Here we go. So like, if you ever seen like real like retro future stuff, that's a really cool art book that I got a while ago, and it's really awesome to actually like look through, and it's probably gonna be helpful when I build this out a little bit more. Let's see. Speaking of books, we have all of this as well. Oh God, Lord. All of the books. Look at these books. I'm gonna put these up here because they're really heavy. Okay. That out of the way. Whew. Okay. Now we got books for reference. So like, we got Starfinder. And I know they got some really cool art too that we can like kind of reference. Whew. My leg hurts now. This is what happens when you're fat. Let's see. Like, this looks cool. So let's see. Guns. This is cool. It did get kind of not loady for a minute here. It looks cool. Just load. Dang it. Ugh. That's a problem. Man. So, I think we should probably start modeling some characters real quick, huh? So we got some cool ideas. There's some cool things for buildings. There's some interesting kind of ideas for this. But I'm really struggling on how to do like the actual 3D model. Because I know how to do the 3D modeling. I know how to do the, you know, 3D breakdown and actually skinning and stuff. We've done that before, even on this channel. So I'm not worried about doing the physical modeling. It's more about like, would I like what I make? This looks really cool, right? It's just super stylized. It's really cool. So when I say low poly, I don't necessarily mean low polygon count. I mean you have those flat surfaces, or you have, you know, the essences of low poly, like skin wrapping a more complicated object. So, for example, if we went back to... Oh man, I don't have that page open anymore. Where this thing came from, there was a really cool tutorial about how to make this really complicated, like using sculpting, where you have like a drawing pen and you sculpt the character, and then you shrink wrap it. Shrink wrap it. And it was a really interesting way of handling it. And that kind of way of doing things is not technically low poly. You still have 2,000 triangles in a character, but you get these flat surfaces, right? But you still have these like beveled edges, or you get, you know, some of those pieces. So when I say low poly, I really mean like fancy low poly, you know? Like, I'm not trying to hit a performance target with no triangles, right? And like, we have things like Wind Waker, right? But I don't necessarily want that. You know, there's some anime games. I'm not saying that that's what I want to make, but there's some anime games that are low poly. Technically, Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, I would consider this to be lower poly. I'm not saying it's low poly. Right? Again, I'm not saying it's low poly, but this is pretty simple, right? This is a relatively simple model that is not super, super detailed like Unreal Engine, right? And I don't want the super detailed yet, because I haven't been able to make super detailed look good, right? I have been able to, ooh, that looks cool. Jeans on armor is crazy. Alright, you're getting saved. I forget what I was talking about, but I've been enveloped again. Now, this goes back to the robot idea, where we could be robots. I don't know how I feel about robots yet, as characters. I think the hard part for me is how am I going to animate it, too. Animating's not the hard part. Again, it's funny that that's not the hard part, because I have motion capture stuff with the Kinect that we did a while ago. You know, oh, the colors are so good, though. Or this is cool. Just the way it's all, like, together. Oh, no. No! No! It can't be. Oh, has anyone seen the Parry a Nuke? Parry a Nuke. Oh no.
Powering order 2, 1. I don't know. That shot is surprisingly accurate.
It's not good.
Own ways of coping.
You can't just parry a nuke.
Die, I just want to say that out of everyone who got uploaded...
There was a game, though, that had this. This is crazy. Like, what? How do you even do that? You know, like... hey, it's our stream right now. Anyway, man, that's so cool. Alright, this too. This is cool. Fire Force. Yeah. You got Illuminati Boy from Gravity Falls. NASA Punk again? Because NASA Punk as a style is cool, but I don't know how I'd make the characters look cool. There would be some issues. Like, it would just be all spacesuits. Yeah. And that's fine. Again, like I said with No Man's Sky, like, this is cool. I could work with this, you know? I can work with this. But I don't know how far I'd want to take it, you know? Because I really like... I clicked the button, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I clicked Unity. Okay. I really like these kind of, like... Okay, so here's the thing. I actually do like it. But it's kind of like a spectrum where it's like, great, if we do this kind of thing, we're going to have to deal with two different problems. So if we make it like space people, so space, right? This is easy to model and animate. But it's going to look cooler and have more customization options if we do something else, right? But then it's hard to model and hard to animate because of fabric and stuff. So this is my concern, is if we do space outfits or like spacesuits, it's going to be really easy to model and animate, but it may not look in a way that I like. But I'm sure we could make that work. You know? World War II steampunky? Yeah. Okay. How about this? I did get some... Uh-oh. Let's move this over. So... Sorry, I got distracted. Basically, World War steampunk stuff is interesting. Huh. Okay, how about this? Alternate history. Alternate history here. What if World War in space? What do we got? AI, boo. I do agree that it has, like, the World War II steampunk has some, like... Steampunk has some really interesting ideas. Yeah, maybe. Because then, okay, hear me out. If you're doing something that's like Space Marines, you instantly get the customization of a spacesuit because it's basically a spacesuit, right? Hold on, I saw something and I want to make sure it wasn't that cool. This is cool. Cool. Go back. Yeah, so you see how they're all very similar shaped, but you can customize it? That does look pretty cool. Because the Space Marines, I mean, they're literal little minis that people will paint differently, right? So this is like actually kind of maybe the game plan, right? You got World War II, and you have space elements, and my super secret ideas that you're not allowed to know about yet. Kind of fits, actually. Hold on. Alright, I'll give you some hints. So the game's called Decibel, right? It's about some sound stuff. You can do a lot of design things with the sound stuff, but... Oof. Like, it'd be interesting. For me, it can be wildly viral design while still retaining certain easy, simplistic elements, like uniform pieces, but more fancy elements are variable. Yeah, that's true. You can choose multiple things, all customized options and stuff, enemies to fit these themes. So if you make something hyper-specific, you might be getting rid of your options. Ooh. Okay, so what you're saying is maybe we mash some stuff up. I agree, but we need a base, right? I'm talking, I'm really on the minimum viable product train right now, and I do not care for the, like, super big idea. And I want the idea. I want the big idea. We're going to put all this stuff in this. I'm probably going to rewatch this stream in, like, 3 months, trying to find cool ideas. But having, like, a Space Marine base might be good. Space Suit base would be good. Because, like, okay, this style, right, of this guy with the orange pants and the girl with the jeans on top of armor looks really cool. Tabs. Let's look at the totally accurate battle simulator stuff. Tabs. Nope, that's guitar tabs. Accurate. But I can't spell. I suck. It is low poly. Mr. Shaggy Lone Wolf, that would be amazing if you'd like. That's up to you, though. Halo. Got the Halo spacesuits and stuff. He's got these low poly Clash of Clans knockoff stuff. Doesn't really fit with what we're doing, but it looks cool anyway. Because what if you're Marines or whatever, right, from World War II, or whatever you want to call them, and you nuke Japan, and then you wake up something because of it, and the game of Decibel is you have to be quiet or something for that. Because, that'd be interesting. Character creator in tabs. Character creator in tabs. Okay. I can see it. Again, I'm okay with the low poly, but I don't want it to be that low poly, right? Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't want it to be, like, too simple. Because here's the thing. The Space Marine, if let's say if we just modeled this straight up, this is not low poly, right? I'm counting it as low poly because it's how technical this model is. You can model this very easily with things like spheres and, like, triangles or pyramids, right? You can model this very quickly in Blender relative to other things. Just because of how, like, simplistic the design is. Man. This is like, these two for some reason are really getting me. Where it's like, okay, maybe you have the body be just a blank silhouette like we've been talking about, but then you get to add armor and customizations and layer them. But this does not fit the World War II like steampunk aesthetic, though, which would kind of break the ideas we have right now. Do I not have a search bar for World War II spaces? Still, why does it keep going away? Two. What if... okay, so we got World War II steampunk person. I don't know. Okay. You got a guy. There's a costume. Okay. Got the, like, robot replacement leg. which would be cool. Did I get rid of the tab again? I'm gonna cry. There we go. Okay, we have the tab. It gets to the other tab, though. I will take a look at it in a little bit, good person. Let me see here. Because it's either not what I want, or it's overkill. Like, this is slightly overkill. Just a little bit. Oh, no. Map's already hacking the game, by the way, guys. This is bad. We're not going to be able to, the game's going to release and Map will already terrorize everybody. This just looks like Deep Rock Galactic with different stuff on top. Alright. Which I'm not against. It looks cool. Game. Let's see. Risk. There's some good ideas there. This isn't really that steampunky. I mean, the armor, like the actual like weaponry is, but the guys aren't. Space robots. How about World War II space? Okay, how about this? Steampunk Star Trek. Let's move into a different direction. Now there's some ideas. It's not that good though. Steampunk Star Wars. Okay. Harvest Steampunk. It's basically World War II steampunk mechs. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I don't know if this is exactly what you were thinking. Let me Google it instead. Okay, I see. Probably AI, but it looks cool. Steampunk Wizard? Now that looks cool. Like, maybe it's just Bloodborne. Are we just gonna make Bloodborne? Shit, man. Hold on. Born a character. Oh no, we're basically just making Bloodborne. Oh no. Oh, my friends are gonna kill me. Sony's gonna kill me. Well, shit. Steampunk Wizard, though, is kind of fire. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Okay. It's Bloodborne, but cooler. Blasphemy, but also you're right. Okay. You know what? Vision achieved. Alright. Obsidian, where are you? My fellow Obsidians. Okay, let me put this over here. We're gonna make a new thing. Gonna collapse everything else. Alright, here we go. Here's our to-do list. Modeling to-do lists. We're actually gonna make a brand new one. That is a... I don't have it. Hold on. We're getting a Kanban board. Turn on, browse, Kanban. Boop. Boop, boop. Did you not give me my plugin? How mean. There we go, turn on. Cool. New Kanban board. Aha! We're going to rename this to be that. And then we're going to delete this. Cool. So, need to do. Finished. Finished. Okay. Done. Basic human model. Basic human model. We need weapon. Weapon base. I don't know. Definitely need to think about clothing. Boots. Hats. So if we can do clothing, boots, and hats, that's basically all the customization you'd want. And then weapons should be the rest of the custom. It's first-person shooter, right? So your weapon's going to be the thing you see, whereas your clothing, boots, and hats what other people see. So with that in mind, I think we should be good to start modeling. Yeah. Let's do that. But I want to pull up probably this guy and this guy. Hold on, my mouse sensitivity went haywire there. Let's pull these guys over. I'm going to just keep all the things that make sense. This is the gal we were looking at earlier. Space Marine. These are really cool, but they're not what we want. Okay, we're going to need this. We don't need this, and we don't need this. Cool. Alright. I'm going to just change up the music a little bit. Nah. Loop. Alright. We Plants vs. Zombieing now. So this is... we want to start with the head without hair. And if we can do that, then we can kind of move forward, right? And then attach it to a body that's a base and move forward. And if I can do separated pieces, then we can do some crazy stuff. So let's do that. Can I get... How do I do this? Bum, 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 ba-da-da. Low poly head. Kind of want it like to be androgynous, so I don't have to worry about people switching between different like modes or whatever in the character creator. This is pretty close. Let's try this. Mute. What do we got here? So we start out with a subdivided sphere. Oh, we do a modifier subdivision. Okay. We do some mirroring. Okay, I see the vision. I see the vision. Let's try it without following the tutorial too closely and seeing if we can do it. So we go mesh, cube. Awesome. This is our cube. It's very beautiful. We go to modifier, subdivision. Oh, perfect. Okay. And then we apply it. Awesome. What is the forward direction in Blender? Is it X? I'm going to go with X, but I might be wrong. And then we're going to go mirror. Mirror. Oh. Mirror object. Do I need to, like, delete the left half of it? Probably. It's not what I wanted to do. Okay, and if we do... Ah! There we go. We mirror on the y-axis, and then we can go ahead and we can, like... We should be able to just flat out select this face and merge down. We can. Perfect. Y, X, Z. It's kind of what we were looking at. And then if we can move this forward a bit. It's kind of ugly, but it does sort of match what we were looking for. And then if maybe we move this up. Move the jaw in. Okay. Pretty head-like. Move this in a bit. Does this not look good? How do we feel about this? It's not what I was looking for. Let's see. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm just gonna like do that. Yeah. And then we can try and mimic this a little better. Ooh, okay. I like that. Yeah, okay, okay. I mean, a lot of this is going to be covered by accessories, so I'm not being too caring about how we get there. Math, I think that was... So we actually had one of those, about like a bouncing bullet gun. But it was like kind of like the... it was like the grenade launcher gun from a couple versions ago. But because I can add a bounce before it triggers. So we have code for that. We can just sort of do it. Maybe I do another subdivision. Ooh. You know? It's looking kind of... What? Alright, guys, what do you think? Oh, that shit's not good. Hold on, hold on. Alright. This is the guy in its entirety. This was the head, but now it's just the full guy. Wait, can I make it have a butt? Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. Hold on, let me shade it smooth. Oh, no. Hold on. It's It's this guy. Anyway, you know, it's not that bad. The bottom is not subdivided at all, though, very well. Like, I would need to pull this in. Makes the face too flat. Done. Can we subdivide this? There we go. That doesn't work. I closed it. I'm stupid. Okay. Ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum, ba-dum, 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 ba-da-da-da. What the fuck is this? Oh man. Simple? Ooh. Oh. Oh boy. Conehead? If you get that reference, you're too old. Anyway. Just, like, give everyone, like, a really long forehead. It's so stupid. What if it was ancient aliens? It's Megamind. It's Megamind. Look at my brain. Alexa the Fox Girl. Where is the Skelly? I was looking in the Discord and I can't find it anywhere. Can you resend it in general or something? Man, I really suck at 3D modeling. Icosphere. Well, it's a guy. Look at how guy-y it looks. Yep, looks about right. Alright, get rid of that. Alright, I got pinged in the Discord. Let's see if we can get something. Open. Yeah, no, we won't save. This is bad. Oh my lord, this is highly detailed. Okay, pose. The heck? Wee! 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 Ah, yes. I must look at my shoes. This is what game development is. Oh no. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I can do this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I can't do the middle finger. I'm trying. Oh well. Oh, they're connected now. Oh boy. Looks like there's some weight painting issues. That's probably on me though. Mmm. Nom 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 nom. Oh, this is terrible. I love the model though. It looks great. Anyway, let's try and still solve my issues. The sword texture is a bus. Well, that explains a lot. Let's see what we got here. Dun 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 dun. Diddle dun. Diddle dun. I think I might try and figure out... See, I couldn't even figure out my modeled head, you know? And that's kind of what worries me. Is I think art's going to be the hard part for this game, and not even the code, right? Yeah. Dang. Okay, actually, D&D Artificer is actually a pretty close approximation to what we want anyway. That's cool. Yeah, I feel good about the game actually becoming a game, but it's definitely the modeling and art where I'm going to have some struggles. And I am determined to do it without using external assets. So right now we're using some Kenny assets, which is a great place to steal assets from when you're building a game. This person's got some awesome resources, and they've made a whole bunch of games. They've made some awesome tools. But a lot of their like most of their, I mean, I think it's all of their assets actually. All of their assets are just free. Which obviously, you know, sucks when I can't use them because I don't want to, right? It's not that I don't like them. I use them in everything. But I actually didn't know he had these. But point is, we want to be able to do it ourselves, right? Let's see. That Artificer search was interesting. I used to play a lot of Artificers when I was playing D&D. I have a really bad question. Are there any high quality Unity games? Overcooked. Escape from Tarkov is made in Unity? That doesn't sound right. Oh, it does use Unity. Cool. Okay, so they do have realistic models-ish in the game. Yeah. There's also other advantages. So, for example, like games like Escape from Duckov have an amazing style to them, right? And they look super high quality, and they are, but they're like like this is what I consider low poly in my brain, right? So it's definitely, you know what? Let me load up Escape from Duckov and see if I can point out some interesting models. Because I'm just interested. Let's see if we can load up some of this. Let's see. This might not display correctly. There we go. Cool. Welcome to my second favorite game. Yep, I got mods. Who cares? So, click to continue. Okay, I think, yeah, I died and lost my stuff, didn't I? Okay. Let's... So I really like the UI of this game in tandem with the models that they have. So, like, look at these models, right? Look at the trees. Look at the shader and how they're wiggling, right? That's like an animation type thing with like a shader, and that's super simple, but it's huge, right? And this little shader that makes them disappear is huge. This kind of stuff really like ties it together. So maybe we don't have to be that realistic, but I do want to try and be good about it, right? And good about modeling things. Like, this game feels good, too. Oh, Lord. I did not remember these things existing. What in the world are these things? Mushroom? Huh. Cool. Yeah, even the UI looks so good though. Like, All right, let's go back into the bunker just so I can look at some of the assets more closely. I don't have my stuff loaded. Die. Da da. Dun 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 dun. Da 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 da. So there was a small team and they had a lot of money, but they made it in 3 months. So I agree that a lot of people worked on this, and I agree that that's huge. And there are thousands of assets in this game. It was a small team, but they had funding. What I like about this is I don't need the thousands of models that this game has. I can get away with a couple hundred, and even less than that, right? And like if you look at these fence gates things, right? You make one of them and you duplicate it. You know, maybe you do some texture work or you do some shader work to make it, to break up repetitiveness. But there is no reason to do too much work. Like these shelves. You model one of the shelves and then you duplicate it. Right? It's not too crazy. So, I agree with Math where you're saying shaders, but I think lighting's a big part of it too. Like my player having this orange glow. It doesn't feel like mud. Like you don't really notice it fully, but it's huge. Having this blue light on the floor here. Yes, the shaders for the UI. Like look behind the UI. You see how it's blurred behind it? That's a really good point, right? Shader UI is less of a problem for me, though, because you can kind of just do it, you know? It's not as crazy as you might think. I might... Math. You are a genius. Let's see. Let's look into... Do I have the decompiler? I think I do. Hold on. Asset Ripper. Welcome to Asset Ripper. Okay, cool. So, can I find where Escape from Duckov is installed? Manage. Browse local files. Select folder. Beautiful. Export. Oh, it's still doing it. Okay, that's fine. So we're decompiling. Fair enough that we can't decompile shaders, Meth, but I do think we can get some of the ways they've done things. Mainly, I want to look at poly count for some things. My game's not even URP, Math. Mine's just the standard renderer right now. And I'm probably going to keep it that way for a while, to be honest. Let's see. Doot. Duck. Select. Alright, let's see what kind of assets we can get from this. We can't use any of these assets because of obvious reasons, but what we can do is at least see how they do it and go from there. New music. That's a good point, but I know I'm not using URP or HDRP only because I am not using the rendering assets, and I use the built-in template when loading it. So they're probably compatible because I know they're trying to merge all of the renderers into one super renderer in Unity 7. Or 2027, whatever they want to call it these days. I know they're changing their versioning a lot. But we'll see where we go. I do feel pretty good about this. I know it's exporting a lot because this is a huge, huge game. But we are going to have some cool things to look at. So if I go into here, export project, assets. Whoo! Hey! I know you said we don't get shaders, but I know we're going to get something. Meshes. Avatar, animation controller, cube mat, font, game objects. Level JLab. JLab 2. Duckov data, streaming assets. Dang. So they just have the music in here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to look at. Resources. Interesting. Okay. We still be exporting all these assets. It looks like we only got 400 left, so we should be done in a second. And we can open it up in Unity. Beautiful. Alright. Add. Add project from disk. Desktop. Escape from Duckov. Open. And we're going to open it with Unity 6. Yes, I know that's going to be a problem, but hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Okay, let's see. We are doing pretty good on this. I'm interested to learn more about Tarkov, but I really want to get so much more progress in this than I have now. Let's see. Gotta text back someone soon. Found it. Yes, just say yes. Don't even read the error, just say yes. Oh, I forgot I had this installed. I might play this later. But yeah, this was the old game. This was the old game that we were working on. The Ragla rodent. Alright, let's see. So, yes, a lot of the old Unity versions have security vulnerabilities right now. So you gotta use the new versions. But I don't really care. I mean, I'm using the new version when I release my game, yes. But I don't really necessarily care about opening this. Excuse me. So I have seen a lot of Tarkov through Tydeco. And I've seen how they do inventory and weapon customization. I don't necessarily like it for what I want to do, but I think it's still interesting as a case study for how they handled it. Because it's still cool. Unity, load faster. Let's get less weird music. There we go. This is some music that we can listen to. Probably gonna get a copyright strike, but that's okay. Yeah. I'm interested to see what kind of assets we can pull from this and see what we can look at. Dot tween? Okay, they use dot tween. You know what? Fair enough. Cinemachine. Yeah, they really are just using the basic stuff, huh? Wind deniers must be like, I must have been the wind. Well, shit. Alright. You know it's serious when we're getting into drink number 2. This is some iced lemonade, iced tea type stuff. So right now everything is synced properly on the game. And right now there's a lobby code. I have the code to join with friends and to be able to send a very much shorter room code to other players. Also having open lobbies for people to join others. I'm less concerned about things like matchmaking because I really do think the game's going to be more PvE where you work together. Maybe matchmaking where you work together, yeah. But I know there's going to be PvP because that's going to be how we test some things. I don't know how I want to do that though yet. And I think I want to get opinions from everybody before I commit to anything crazy. Wow, okay. Unity is not liking this. Wow. Prepare. Base scene. Yeah, I kind of knew this wasn't going to work out. But it's interesting. Hey! Alright, so we have models. We're just not allowed to see them. That's okay. There we go. Welcome to the level. Oh, wow. Ooh. Okay, okay. We're not going to do any sort of battle pass because I don't want to charge people for it. Okay, so this is low poly. This is inside. How interesting. Okay, I like this. I like how this is being handled. I know I'm not allowed to see anything, which is a little annoying, but that's okay. Let's see if we can find any sort of models in the game that we can use. Or, I say use. Take a look at, you know? Well, there you go. So, Apple. 238 triangles. Ah, yes. Beveled cube. Room. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a reward system / like progression There's no way I'm not doing progression. You know, there's going to be progression. A pill bottle? Like, this is what I mean, guys. Like, look at this. Like, this is a low poly model, but in the game, it looks fantastic. Ooh, cauliflower. The chocolate drink. There's some really cool items in a different game. In the Ghostwire Tokyo game I've been playing. It's been really fun to play, actually. Yeah, unlocking things based on progression's a good idea. I think that's a fantastic way of doing progression. I do think I'm going to want to do other ways of progression, too. Maybe crafting and finding things in the world. Maybe, like a deep rock, you have to collect resources. I don't know, though. Yeah, I like the throw an apple at a teammate kind of achievements as well. There's going to be... I want to do achievements. I want to do the trading cards and stuff. I also think that doing, not skill points, but skill points to unlock things, like weapon parts and stuff, would be cool. Especially if the main game's not PvP, you know? I think that'd be cool. Now, I'm going to load this up because I want to show some of the items in here that I like, where it's like you can handle things differently. So if we go to our... Hold on. If we go to our inventory here... Hey, it's a guy! Dang it. I wasted a whole thing. Oh, okay. Right, I really like how you have just, like, different items. And the cool thing is these can be really high quality because they're pictures. Right, they're rendered out at a higher quality. And if you go out to find these items, right? So if we find, like, a trash can or something... I don't know where a trash can is, but there's some really... Oh, here we go. Like, there's a higher quality rendering of stuff. You pick it up, and now you have that item. Which is really cool. I kind of want to show this game combat off before I go back to modeling and researching. But I love this game because it just kind of has that... I don't know, it's a different kind of vibe that I kind of... I really jive with a lot. Come on.
Use my powers. They'll let you see things the naked eye can't.
There we go.
Looks like a construction site.
I sense something. Let's take a look around.
Alright. I already kind of cleared this place out earlier.
It's a Torii gate. I'll cleanse it.
Oh, hi. I forgot that this game has plot. I really wanted to just do normal combat.
Here it comes.
Oh, this isn't... Guard break attacks. Certain blah blah blah. Okay, I don't care. Good. Boom. Shit. So anyway, as I was saying, the combat in this game is really cool. It's very different, right? I do want to actually, I do want to have guns and stuff and weapons, but this game has been a favorite of mine, and I've been really trying to finish it. And the only reason why I haven't been able to finish it is time, right? I don't even have time to hang out with friends, but like, you know, I'm gonna try and finish this in the next couple weeks, and I love it so much. Ooh, I have a new ability. So, yeah. like this. But as you saw, what I just picked up, like that was a higher quality model. And in the inventory, it's just a picture, right? So we can do a lot of really interesting things with our models and renders of those models. Whee! Hold on, let me check the map. Oh, I don't want to deal with you. Oh, this isn't gonna end well. So over here is we got like weird snake enemies, and I don't remember if I killed them all. I don't think I
Go to the
did.
South Station exit. That's where the entrance to Kageri is.
But yeah, this is an interesting game that I picked up a while ago. Actually, I think I might have gotten it for free with my GPU even, and I just never really played it, but I really like it. And I don't like these guys. Fuck it.
Ready to roll.
Okay. Can I shoot this from here? There we go, I did. Oh yeah. And this game is realistic, right? But you've got some really cool, like, in-betweens of, like, oh yeah, you got realistic stuff, but then you also have lower poly stuff to save performance or just not have to deal with it.
Okay, that did it.
The DevAtlas Gaming. We do be gaming, though. Yeah, I don't really want to build this kind of a game. I love this game. I'm inspired by this game, but this is definitely not what I want to build, you know? Oh, man, there's bad guys. Oh, no, there's like 4 of them. Oh. Fuck. Ooh. Boom. Ooh. There's someone over here. Oh, I don't want to deal with you. You're the weird one. But this game's got some interesting progression as well. While there's no, like, weapons... Well, there's a... I guess I have a bow. I do have a bow. But, there's not, like, guns, right? And I do want to keep some of these ideas in mind. Although my game would be a lot less story-driven, right? So... again, I think we want to get gameplay and basic art in. And I can't drink food. I can't drink. 20 skill points. Ooh. I like this one.
Good. Back to work.
But anyway, we're probably going to save this game and exit. But just kind of a good, like, example of what you can do with a game like this. Where it's like, it could be a first-person shooter, but it does not need to be, you know... What's this? Oh, it's like hard. Okay, how about not today? I will look, though. Anyway. We got dynamite models and everything. And these are really simple, right? But from a distance, they look fan-frickin-tastic. Okay. And, like, with... What I want to do with our weapons, too, is, like... Maybe we do some sort of... connector thing, where it's like... This is, like, now a connection, where you can have... other weapon parts get connected, right? And then... you can, like... build out your own weapon parts and your own weapons from scratch. Like this. I mean, it's ugly. This is definitely not a real model, but it is something I want to consider as I move into all of them. You know, and then we auto smooth it. Boom. You know, this actually looks kind of interesting now, right? Even if it's not like a really good final model, you got all these nice little bevels and details, and at a distance, it's, you know, still pretty cubey, but... Alright. Well, yeah. Oh, it's 12:30 already. Wow. Time flies. Alright, I can only do this for another, like, 15 minutes, and then I actually have to go pick up some stuff from a friend. Gotta liquidate some magic cards from a friend. Let's see. I keep pressing the buttons. But we also have things like this, which is like an icosphere. So basically, it's like a 20-sided shape, but then you can subdivide it into a sphere, which is awesome, because then if I smooth this, it's a perfect sphere. But it's different than a normal sphere that I would use for other things, because the other sphere is kind of like what you would see on, like, maps and shit, right? Where it gets really detailed at the top and at the bottom, but it's kind of lacking in the middle. But the really cool thing is that this icosphere fixes that, where, like, it's very evenly detailed across the whole thing. But, yeah. And I think this one also... Yeah, it looks kind of... They both look fairly normal at the same, you know, type thing. But what I can do is do this. Can I do, like, 8? Yeah. And then we can go like this top face, and go like this, and like that. And there you got a bullet. And then what you could do is to make like a case of bullets, you tile them, and now magically you got a little casing of bullets. So this is kind of like low poly, but it looks really good at a distance that I want to really kind of lean into. And then like what you would do is if you wanted this to be like an ammo box, you could go down here. And then we can like shift it into the middle, and then now you got an ammo box for your ammo. Right? And we go like this, E, and then down, and boom. Hippity hoppity, your ammo box is now my property. And then you can obviously add on like handles and stuff to this, and you would be good to go. Yeah. Cool. Well, I know we didn't really get a lot of modeling done, but I do feel a whole lot more confident in what we're going to build, because I feel like we've gotten at least some ideas locked down. A lot of ideas based around steampunk, a lot of ideas based around either like a space marine type stuff. I think the World War II steampunk idea is pretty... Can I make the bullet French? Yes, I can. I think we're getting really close to a good idea, though, where we're going to be able to build out a very interesting project. So to make a baguette in Blender, what you do is you start with the baguette, and then you can, you know, draw on the little lines, right? The little bakery lines. And always remember that the French are terrible. So look, now you got a baguette. Very baguette-y. And when you want to make the bullet French, of course, what you really do is you take the baguette that you just made, and you just kind of place it in there, you know? So there you go, you got French bullets now. But yeah. So I will see y'all another time. I'm probably I gotta go do an errand or two and then talk to a few people, but I think my goal is to have the video for the first devlog out by the end of the week, because it needs to be. But then, you know, we'll probably do more live streams and stuff so we can actually talk about the game more, and actually probably do a multiplayer test sometime in the next week as well, because a lot of those systems are ready. It's just a matter of putting them all in one project, like putting the main menu into the same project as the game, and putting the sound objects in the same game as the game. So, yeah. So I will see y'all probably next time.